Funding for this program is provided by Annenberg CPD to advance excellent teaching.
You brown-eyed people are not to play with the blue-eyed people on the playground.
Why did these school children turn against their classmates because of the color of their eyes?
What happened, John?
Russell called me names and I hit him in the gut.
How does Madison Avenue get us to say, yes, I'll buy it? Constructing Social Reality, this time on Discovering Psychology. Cult organizations, such as the Unification Church, change reality to suit the situation. And cult behavior results from the power a situation has over an individual's thoughts and actions. No one knows this better than former Moon cult member Stephen Hassan. Hassan is now a nationally recognized cult counselor, an expert on the altered realities destructive cults create to imprison their members.
The average public person looks at cult members and says, there's something wrong with them. They're stupid, they come from a bad family, they're weak, they're looking for something. And it's my experience that most of the people are very intelligent, educated, idealistic, ambitious, and they're just caught at a vulnerable moment in their life.
Cults are not just religious. According to Hassan, whole countries can employ destructive, cult-like behavior.
Cults come in a variety of shapes and sizes and forms. And essentially, people are not allowed to be themselves in a mind control group. They're cloned in the image of the leader. Their own individual interests, talents, and abilities are minimized. And people are taught to think the right way, feel the right way, act the right way, dress the right way. And its effects undermine a person's ability to act independently.
Cults employ several tactics to recruit and keep members. Suggestive questioning, hypnosis, even sleep deprivation are used to make the person vulnerable, isolated, and eventually receptive to their message.
Question, I can probably give you an answer.
Have you read Dionysia?
Yes, I have.
Oh, you've read the book?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, you have no right to film in
One of the methods is thought stopping.
Thought stopping is a behavior modification technique in which you're taught to shut down any critical thought. Used by destructive cults, as in the case of the Moonies, the group that I was involved with, I was told that any negative thought about Moon, the doctrine, or the group was Satan trying to invade my mind. So as a good Moonie, I would start chanting or pray whenever a doubt came into my consciousness. So I would say, crush Satan, glory to heaven, peace on earth, glory to heaven, peace on earth. So, but by doing this technique, essentially I was shutting down any possibility for reality testing and independent thought. Essentially, human beings adapt. We're very social beings, and if you control the environment long enough with a person, you can cave them in. You can cave in their ability to think critically.
Last time we learned about the power of the situation in controlling social behavior. But now it's time to add a second lesson of social psychology, that the situation matters not only in terms of its objective reality, but also in terms of the way it's perceived, understood, and interpreted by the people inside it. It's this subjective view of reality that forms the foundation for much social behavior. Psychologists refer to this ability to create subjective realities as the power of cognitive control. the power of people's beliefs to give different meanings to the situations in which they find themselves. These beliefs can exert a guiding force over social behavior, at times overriding the objective facts of the situation. So whenever you want to understand some unusual or unexpected social behavior of other people, ask yourself first what their situation is, and second, whether their perception of that situation might be different from yours. In fact, it's remarkable how small a difference among people can trigger prejudice, and how hard it is to stop prejudice once it takes hold. In no time at all, we can create a totally new construction of reality to define those we dislike and fear because they are different. A provocative demonstration of the nature of prejudice took place not in a psychologist's laboratory, but at a school in Riceville, Iowa.
Would you like to try this? Yeah. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? No. Is there anything about...
After the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968, Jane Elliott, a third-grade teacher, decided to teach her class just what it means to experience arbitrary discrimination. Elliott divided her class into two groups, the inferior brown-eyed people and the superior blue-eyed people.
I mean, the blue-eyed people are the better people in this room. Oh, yes, they are. Blue-eyed people are smarter than brown-eyed people.
My dad isn't that. I got stupid.
Is your dad brown-eyed?
Yeah.
One day you came to school and you told us that he kicked you.
He did.
Do you think a blue-eyed father would kick his son?
Yeah. My
dad's blue-eyed. He's never kicked me. Greg's dad is blue-eyed. He's never kicked him. Greg's dad is blue-eyed. He's never kicked him. What color eyes did George Washington have?
Blue.
Blue. This is a fact. Blue-eyed people are better than brown-eyed people. You brown-eyed people are not to play with the blue-eyed people on the playground because you are not as good as blue-eyed people. Well, the brown-eyed people in this room today are going to wear collars so that we can tell from a distance what color your eyes are. So the blue-eyed people each come up and get a collar. You can choose someone to put this collar on.
And it seemed like when we were down on the bottom, everything bad was happening to us. The way they treated you, you felt like you didn't even want to try to do anything. It seemed like Mrs. Elliott was taking our best friends away from us.
What happened at recess? Were two of you boys fighting?
Yeah, Russell and John were.
What happened, John?
Russell called me names and I hit him in the gut.
What did he call you?
Brown eyes.
Did you call him brown eyes?
They always call us that. Craig and all of the boys used to call us brown eyes. They said, come here, brown eyes. And they were calling us blue eyes. I wasn't. Sandy and Donna were. Yeah.
What's wrong with being called brown eyes?
It means that we're stupider. Well, not that. But, that's just the same way as other people call black people niggers. Yeah.
Is that the reason you hit him, John? Did it help? Did it stop him? Did it make you feel better inside?
Stop Russell.
Make you feel better inside? Laugh at you when you did? I watched what had been marvelous, cooperative, wonderful, thoughtful children turn into nasty, vicious, discriminating little third graders in a space of 15 minutes. I think I learned more from the superior children than I did from the children who were considered superior, than I did from the children who were considered inferior, because their personalities changed even more than the others did.
15 years later, a reunion brought together the former members of Mrs. Elliott's class.
How are you?
Oh, you're fine. All right, now, Raymond, why? I want to know why you were so eager to discriminate against the rest of these kids. At the end of the day, I thought the miserable little Nazi. Really, I couldn't stand you.
It felt tremendously evil. All your inhibitions were gone. And no matter if they were my friends or not, any pent-up hostilities or aggressions that these kids had ever caused you, you had a chance to get it all out.
I felt like I was a king, like I ruled them brown eyes, like I was better than them. Happy.
Boy, that day after we went home, and talk about hating somebody, it was there.
You hated me.
Yeah, of what you were putting us through. Nobody likes to be looked down upon. Nobody likes to be hated, teased, or discriminated against. And it just boggles up inside of you. You just get so mad.
In this classroom demonstration, Jane Elliott and her students revealed just how easy it is to alter objective reality and substitute an arbitrary alternative conception of the world. No matter how superficial the differences between people may be, once those differences become indicators of superiority versus inferiority, of acceptance versus rejection, of worthiness versus worthlessness, they become institutionalized. Rules are made, norms are created, and expectations are formed about how people of different status ought to behave. Fortunately, however, positive expectations can change a person's perception of a situation just as dramatically as negative expectations. Psychologists call this the Pygmalion effect, after the George Bernard